talk a little bit about the safety risks and then the ways to protect yourself for both Facebook and for smartphones?
You bet. Facebook, let's start with Facebook. Yeah, kind of the main thing to know when you're putting information on Facebook, setting up your profile, putting on wall posts, it is absolutely public, it's permanent, and it's in some ways exploitable. It's public because once you put it out there, whether you think it's private or not, it can probably get out. It's permanent because it's backed up, it's reposted, it's sent to other people, and it's exploitable by identity thieves, by unfortunately stalkers and such. So it's really important to take a look at your social media footprint.
How about smartphones, and how secure are you when you're on them? I know they do security checks, and every once in a while when you reboot, that'll do a security scan or whatever. I mean, how sort of protected are you, if at all, when you're on your smartphone?
Smartphones, I think the first thing is to realize you have got a full-fledged computer there in your hand. It's no longer just a phone, it's a computing device, so you need to get a passcode on it. That makes you a lot safer if you put a passcode on it, just like you would on your computer. And then you need to, when you load apps onto it, they need to be reputable apps, not ones that are sniffing all of your other data as you're sending it in and out.
That's a great way to say it, that it is like a full-blown computer. I mean, if you wouldn't do it on your computer, then you probably shouldn't do it on your smartphone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. And you should protect it in the same ways. It should have security software and passwords, and you should be able to track it. And frankly, the physical theft of those phones is what's so difficult. It's so mobile. We set it down in the cafe and go get another cup of coffee, and that's when it disappears. You have to be really conscious of that physical aspect.
Is there anything that you can give as a tip for people to sort of manage their profile or their information online that's going to keep them? I know it says don't share social security numbers and those kinds of things, but what else do people need to know about sharing information over the web?
I think the main thing is the less you share, the safer you are. So be conscious of what you share. It doesn't mean you don't share. And you need to monitor what you have online. So whether you use Google Alerts, you set them up so that you see, hey, here's the information that's out there on this particular person. That's a good way to do it. And don't forget, we've still got the old-fashioned, theft of physical documents. That has not gone away. You need to have a paper shredder, a document shredder. In our office, we've got Fellows 79 CI shredders throughout the office, and they're great. They're jam-proof. They cut it into hundreds of little pieces, and we can't forget about that original identity theft source, which is, the document side.
Exactly. I know that you say to be really careful about what you print at work and anything you leave on the table in the conference rooms or anything like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. The common areas are a huge risk when you're in a conference room and you leave it, lock the door, or take your stuff with you. Clean desk policy at the end of the night. It's not just insiders that steal this. It's vendors who come in and clean and paint, and it's customers who walk by. It's a crime of opportunity. When you put it away, you lower the chances greatly.
Absolutely. And now, so you feel comfortable that antivirus, anti-spyware, and firewall software helps protect a computer, is that right?
No question. I just recommend that you have a professional install it for you because there's so many moving parts at this point. It's kind of like a modern car. All we can do is change the oil if we're lucky. You kind of have to let a professional work on it.
So you don't recommend downloading free tools like that? You think that you should go to somewhere that does that professionally?
I am always a fan of paying for the services because when you are getting something for free, I guarantee you are giving something in return for it, and generally it's your information.
Fantastic. Well, is there anything else with any kind of new technology or anything coming out that people need to know about that can protect them?
Yeah, there's all kinds of services that you can utilize if you're kind of convenience oriented. There are identity monitoring services. There's new anonymous bill pay type services where you're not even registered as you have an alias identity, and those are pretty effective solutions that are coming out. I'd keep my eye out.
good. Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
Okay, you too.